changed. Is there a need for a standalone investment bank?
I want to bring in Matt Albrecht. He's an equity analyst for Standard & Poor's, and he actually covers, he covers Morgan Stanley. And I want to talk to you about what's happening. And really glad we have you here to talk about, we had you on to talk about, in the wake of their earnings announcement, their pre-announcement, by the way, last night after the close. But now the stock is down. It's down 31%. Goldman down below 100. These are the last two investment banks left. What is going on, in your opinion?
Well, I think that the market has spoken, and the market doesn't believe in these current business models. But I think when you look at the results, they both posted profits yesterday compared to a lot of their peers and a lot of companies in the market right now. I think those results prove that the models do work.
You know, one of the long-term consequence out of all of this is what's worrying me, and I want to get your take on it. You know, Glass-Steagall was put in after the Great Depression. It was taken off back in the late 1990s. It was there for a reason, to separate banking and investments. And now, other than Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley, the last two U.S.-owned investment houses, they're all back together again in the same boat. Are you worried about that 5-10 years down the road?
Well, I think both management in both conference calls made the point to say that, those deposits can't be used to fund the investment banks. So I think the long-term positive for, those combinations might be the stability in the firm as a whole. And, I'm not really concerned about, what may happen down the road. I think, we've seen with J.P. Morgan and Citigroup to a lesser or to a similar extent that those businesses can be profitable. But I don't think that standalone model is broken because, again, the deposits don't necessarily, improve the outlook for the bank. They simply, provide a little bit more structure for the entire entity as a whole. I don't think that they cannot be used to fund the individual investment bank. So I think there's a little bit less merit to those business models than the market is kind of pricing right now.
Okay, so you're saying that. So then what is the answer? Do you think that Morgan Stanley or Goldman Sachs is going to have to actually merge with a retail bank to make the business model work, since you're saying it doesn't?
Yeah.
Well, I think the market is telling them right now that they need to, but I think if they can remain standalone, which they both stated their intention to do so, that they will be the big winners when things kind of clear out. So much capacity has been taken out of the market. So many of the competitors have been compromised. They really are the kind of the light at the end of the tunnel in the investment banking business. Right. But can they stand alone? It's hard to say because, the market isn't acting really rationally right now. So it's hard to believe, it's hard to understand what's going on.
He's going to have to leave it there. Matt Albrecht from S&P, go right ahead.
But
I want to make a comment, but you've got to make it quick.
That it's $640 million. I'm getting all fired up with all these billion numbers. But he's right. It's the crisis of confidence that we're worried about here. People not going to a standalone bank. They want the backing of something else. That's where the problem is.
All right,
it's
guys,
not a liquidity issue.
We really have to take a break. Thank you to Matt Albrecht. Thank you to Tracy Burns. We're going to have more course coverage on Fox.